Hey everyone, welcome to another preview and predictions video. The team that we're going to be taking an in-depth dive into today is our 2024 Alabama Crimson Tide. We're going to look over their roster, look over their schedule, and try to predict if Alabama is going to make the playoffs. So we're going to look at the games they play, try to predict what their final record will be, and if that's going to get them into the final 12-team playoff for the 2024 college football season. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. If you have any comments, drop them below, and I will always make sure to respond. So our 2024 Alabama Crimson Tide. We know that college football's changed. There's now 12 teams getting into the final playoffs. Whoever wins the Power 4 conferences, you automatically get a bye week. So if Alabama makes the SEC championship, they automatically get to skip the first round. They've made the playoffs. They're in. Even if you lose the SEC championship, you're probably going to make the college football playoff. There's no way you're leaving the runner-up to the SEC out of one of the best top 12 teams. There's 12 teams in. The 4 Power 5 champs, the Group of 5 champs, and 7 at large. I don't think you're going to be able to keep Alabama out of at least one of those 7 at-large teams. This team is way too talented. They are loaded up and down the roster on offense and defense. Vegas, as of right now, they predict them coming in at 9.5 wins. So basically bordering around that 9 to 10 win area. If Alabama wins 10 games this year, to me, they're in the college football playoff. No matter what, they might not make the SEC championship. They might make it. They might lose it. They might win it. It doesn't matter. A 10-2 regular season Alabama Crimson Tide is going to make the playoffs this season. You can mark my words on that. There's no way that the committee would leave them out of the playoffs. So no matter what, if you at least go 10-2, you're in. And this team can do a whole lot better than that. So obviously we know who the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide was. You had Nick Saban. He was the GOAT. He retired at the end of last season. The GOAT stepped down. He's gone, but he set a massive expectation. The expectation was national championship or bust, and he definitely did win a lot of national championships while he was at Alabama. But he did retire. He's gone. He left massive shoes to fill, so Alabama brought in Kalen Deboer, who was the head coach for the Washington Huskies in the 2023 season. There's massive expectations with this fan base. Can Kalen Deboer live up to massive pressure? He probably has the most pressure on him this year as any coach in college football next to Ryan Day, because Buckeyes fans are also coming after Ryan Day. With the GOAT stepping down, obviously, you would expect for just a little bit of a step back. Because if things just stayed the same, then Saban wasn't the GOAT, because anyone can do that. So there might be a little bit of a step back, but I don't think it matters when you're at the top. When you're at the top and you take one step back, you're still at the top. Bama fans, do not worry. Kalen Deboer is a great coach, was a beautiful hire. He's going to work wonders there with the roster, with recruiting, with the portal. I think they're more than prepared to make the playoffs this season and potentially even make the national championship this season. When you look at this guy's win-loss record, it is incredible. He was a great hire. It's going to do awesome. Look what he did with the 3 and 4 stars at Washington. He just had a couple 4-star guys, mostly 3 stars. He made the national championship last year. What's he going to do with 4 stars and a bunch of 5 stars? He's going to light it up there. He is completely overhauling this team in his image. He has a new coaching staff. Over 40 players left via the NFL draft and the portal. So he is completely flipping this roster, designing it for his scheme and for his game. Now, as I already mentioned, you just got to be one of those 12 teams in order to get on. We know what DeBoer did specifically at the quarterback position with Michael Penix. He worked wonders with him. First-round draft pick, lit it up. Heisman finalist. His offense is going to be super aggressive. They're going to be going vertical nonstop, pushing the ball way down the field. The new offensive coordinator is Nick Saban. As I mentioned, nonstop vertical passes. That's going to fit Jalen Milroe's talents perfectly. Jalen Milroe has a very beautiful deep ball. He throws the deep ball as well as anyone in college football. They're going to utilize that talent with the speed on this team. The things he needs to work on is his short intermittent passing and also staying in the pocket and not rolling out of the pocket when it's not necessary and throwing on the run and throwing bad passes. We don't need that. But you have an offensively focused coach. He's going to design the system and the scheme towards Milroe's strength. He's going to get better at the short passes. Deboer will make sure of it, but he knows his talent is the quarterback run and the deep ball. So expect a lot of that this season. Basically, expect Heisman hype around Jalen Milroe. Running back, 5-star Justice Haynes is there. 5-star Ryan Williams. Washington transfer Bernard. A lot of talent on the offense. Who's going to step up as the number one wide receiver target? The defense is loaded. Saban always had a top 15 defense every season he was there from the start to the end. Deboer is going to look to keep that process going. The new defensive coordinator is Kane Womack. He runs the 4-2-5 attack defense. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to get after the quarterback. Look for mass disruption in the backfield. The weapons are there. You have Keenan III. You have the linebackers, Lawson and Campbell, safety Moore. The pieces are there. There's fresh talent on this team. ESPN has Alabama ranked as the number one overall roster. Not Georgia, not Ohio State, although 1 to 3, they're all basically the same. They're all at the very top. But Bama's number one. This team is loaded. Top 3 recruiting classes every season, sometimes number 1. Top 3 transfer portal classes. Deboer has in no way taken a step back recruiting and portal-wise from Saban. It's basically stayed the same. He's keeping the machine oiled. It's all still going. They're built to win right now. As I said, we need to at least go 10-2 this season for the Crimson Tide to make the playoffs. Looking at their schedule, in my predictions video, I predicted Alabama going 10-2 and making the playoffs. So when you look at it, you see Saturday, August 31st versus Western Kentucky. That's obviously a win. Saturday, September 7th versus South Florida. It's obviously a win. Saturday, September 14th at Wisconsin. That's kind of an iffy game if you're kind of sleeping on that game. Luke Fickell, top 20 defense, but let's be honest, it's going to be an Alabama win by probably 2 to 3 scores. Saturday, September 28th versus Georgia. That's a tough one. That's a game to me that's 50-50. It can go either way. Georgia is not afraid of Alabama's roster because they can match them talent-wise, but Alabama's also not afraid of Georgia's roster because they can match them talent-wise. This game could easily turn into a shootout and who has the possession last. As of my predictions video, which you can go watch that, I did predict Georgia to win it, a one-score game, potentially a field goal game. If Alabama loses this, don't be concerned. You could potentially play them again in the SEC championship anyways. But I have them at 3-1 there. Vanderbilt, they're going to win that. South Carolina, they're going to win. Tennessee could be a tough one. Tennessee has a loaded offense. They have Squirrel White. They had the 5-star Nico coming in, then a top 30 defense last season. They're going to have a top 20 offense this season. They can play all ways. They can play offense, defense. They can throw. They can run. They run the air raid under Heupel. If this game turns into a shootout, yes, Alabama could potentially lose because anyone can lose in the shootout scenario. It's just whoever has the ball last. I have Alabama either dropping one to Tennessee or to Missouri just because Missouri, they have a very talented team, but they just don't play anyone this year. So I think they're going to be really healthy that game. That's basically the game of their season. It's not the game of the season for Alabama. They have such a tough schedule. It's just another Saturday for them. So they might be banged up. They might be thinking about the next matchup, and they might drop that one. But they're going to split either Tennessee or Missouri. I think they're going to beat LSU, who is going to have a good offense, but I don't think their defense, it's probably going to be like a 60th ranked defense. I don't think they'll be able to stop Alabama. They'll beat Mercer. They'll beat Oklahoma. They'll beat Auburn. I have Alabama finishing the season 10-2, potentially 11-1 if they don't slip up versus Tennessee or Missouri. But 10-2 could get you in the SEC championship. That's where you're getting into the realm of could be playing Texas, could be playing a rematch with Georgia in the SEC championship. But no matter what, 10-2, you've made the final 12. You're in the playoffs coming out of the SEC. And once you make the playoffs, it's anyone's game. Alabama can easily run through that, steamroll through it, roll through it, and make the national championship. So that's our breakdown of the question. Is Alabama going to roll in the 2024 season? I definitely think they are. Go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe. If you have any comments, drop them below, and I will respond. Thank you.